All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Spring 2022 Associate Students Candidates Forum, hosted by the Corsair, Santa Monica College's student-run newspaper. My name is Catherine Menendez, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the Corsair. Every year, the Corsair holds this candidate forum to which we invite all candidates running for a position. And thank you to all of the candidates that were able to join us today. This forum is being recorded, and you will be able to see it later on our Corsair's YouTube channel. And each candidate will get 1 minute to answer each question. And once the time is up, they will be muted. So candidates, please share your name, major, and the position you are running for, and I'll call on you respectively. So Alyssa.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Alyssa Ariola, and I am currently a freshman at Santa Monica College, and my current major is nursing. I am running for the AS Director of Equity and Diversity. Did you want us to explain why or no?
We'll do that in the next question.
Okay.
And next up is Chloe.
Hi everyone, my name is Chloe Ho, and I'm running for Director of Publicity, and my current major is Communication.
Awesome. Denise.
Hi everyone, my name is Denise, and I'm running for the secretary. My major is mathematics. Thank you.
Thank you. Esmeralda.
Hi everyone, my name is Esmeralda Hernandez. I'm currently running for Director of Equity and Diversity, and I'm majoring in nursing.
Awesome, thank you. Forrest.
Hi, my name is Forrest McKendon. I am a photographer and a film major. I'm running for student realty.
Right, thank you. Kamiko.
Hi, my name is Kamiko Greenwood, and I'm a business and communications major, and I'm running for AS president.
Awesome. Olivia.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Taha, and I am majoring in environmental sciences and African American studies, and I am running for AS president.
Thank you. Tabassum.
Hi, my name is Tabassum Raisa. I am running for Director of Budget Management, and my major is psychology.
Thank you. Veronica.
Hi, my name is Veronica. My major is environmental studies, and I'm running for the position of the Director of Sustainability.
Thank you. And Yanette.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yanette Bass, and I am running for Director of Equity and Diversity, and my major is Political Science and Government.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. And the next question is, what made you run for the position you are running for? Alyssa?
Okay, so every voice matters, and that needs to be represented in student government. Since my early youth, I was afraid to become that of a leader, no matter how badly I wanted it. Why should I try when there were individuals who I thought were much more capable than I was? What was the point of exposing myself to failure in the eyes of others if I was never to succeed anyway? I have always loved leadership and slowly attempted to explore options of it throughout high school and now college, but never would I fully submerge myself to the possible criticism and what I felt was my own inadequacy. Be that as it may, I continue to put myself out there, even giving me the opportunity to speak right before you guys at our very own college. I never thought I would have the courage to stand up to the plate, always comparing myself to others. Now, though, I am taking that leap of faith, realizing that I can truly accomplish my dreams as long as I take that first step. In the end, I want to inspire others to take that leap of faith. As long as you never give up, then you never lose. To run for this position is to be one step closer to inspiring those around me and to take that leap of faith and to trust in their own heart.
All right, thank you. And next candidate is Chloe.
So I decided to run for this position because I like to communicate with people, and also I wanted to promote AS events and resources available to students through social media. And I wanted to part of a student director and this leadership position since my major and career goals are related to communications and media. So I thought it would be great if I can learn and just get this opportunity to get more experience from it, and I can work as this position.
Thank you, Denise.
Yes, I want to be the channel of the communication between SMC student and the school during this pandemic time. I know there is part of the student who get problems in their life physically or mentally, especially the international students who is study in a foreign country. I would try my best to help them if I was elected to be the secretary. And then I'm not only the secretary of AS, but I'm also their friend to give them support anytime in anywhere. Yeah, also I running for the secretary as my dream is to be a secretary in the future. So if I can be the AS secretary, I'm one step closer to my dream. Thank you.
Thank you. And next is Esmeralda.
Hi, the reason I'm running is I have always wanted to make a difference in my community. And now that I'm here at SMC, this is my new community, and I would love to make a difference here by advocating for student inclusion, because since we're all connected, our goals and our success, this is what brings us together. And in order to reach our goals, we need to feel included, make us feel heard, and all of us need to feel included. That's why I'm running. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next is Forrest, and then the question is, why are you running for this position?
So, excuse me. Santa Monica has always been a second home for me. This is my as I'm returning back to Santa Monica, I always wanted to do something more. I am, an advocate, and I also want to also advocate for other students and also grow Santa Monica College as the best way I can.
Thank you. Next is Kamiko.
I'm running for AS president. I'm currently the director of student advocacy, and I'm running for a higher position, the AS president, so that I can have an even bigger impact on the student body and assist and ensure students have the best educational experience possible. By eliminating any struggles or barriers that will prevent them from achieving their academic dreams. Thank you.
Thank you. Olivia?
I am running for AS president because I want to improve the student experience at Santa Monica College. And that starts with our student government actually listening to the students' concerns and doing something about it. I feel that students have a right to clean air and water, and our elected representatives have a responsibility to fight for those rights. Right now, the Associated Students has $1.2 million of our student money collected from AS fees paid by students in a JP Morgan Chase money management account. This means that our student government is actively funding the destruction of our planet. As students, we must not allow this to continue. The values that our school stands for, such as community and sustainability, do not align with a partnership with the biggest funder of environmentally destructive projects across the world. Unfortunately, my opponent is in favor of collaboration with Chase and is currently working on keeping ties with Chase. I feel that this is not conducive to the sustainable outlook our school prides itself on, and that is why I've decided to run for president. I will use the power of the student government to continue to fight for and defend our rights. Thank you.
Thank you. And Tabassum?
I have decided to run for AS Director of Budget Management because I want to help the students feel more welcome and achieving their academic dreams. And then I always was in a position of leadership, and I always wanted to be in a higher position, and I want to provide I want to like apply my skills toward the position that I like, the position I'm like I'm in, and I want to take up on the challenge to help my fellow students for their needs.
Awesome, thank you. Next is Veronica.
I just do what I like, what I love, and what I'm patient for. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And Yannette.
Like I said, my major is political science and government. I plan to transfer to university and then go to law school because my passion in this life and my purpose is to be of service to my community and to my country that I love so very much. I was lucky enough to be born and raised in California, and also lucky enough to be the daughter of immigrants who came to this country for a better life, for the American dream. And I am passionate about helping people who live in underserved communities and also people who struggle with mental health to be able to acquire the American dream. So I am very passionate. I've done stuff here and there with women's shelters, and also I helped raise money for an agency that helps women and children in domestic violence. And I care deeply about the homelessness. And that's why I care a lot about mental health, because if we give services for mental health, regardless of whatever income someone has, they will be able to thrive. And
your time is up, your minute is up, Yannette. Apologies, but our next question is, what goals do you hope to achieve in the position you are running for? So first, let's go with Alyssa.
Okay, so if granted the opportunity, I plan to provide more hands-on possibilities for our campus to thrive and become more all-inclusive, as well as to work on continuously to provide for those who need it. I have plans to nurture strong bonds with my fellow peers on a personal level, guiding others to pursue their dreams and being a successful and determined driving force in both our educational and personal lives. Aspects of Santa Monica College that I wish to improve upon are the communication between the AS board and the student body, the added student government support of the implementation of gender-neutral bathrooms that has already been initiated by the Period Club, celebrating unrecognized important figures in our history, such as Cesar Chavez, and helping make SMC feel more like home. And I have much more planned for you guys. I genuinely want to push myself to leave SMC better than it was when I arrived. And I promise for that to happen if you vote for me to represent your student voice. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Chloe.
So although COVID-19 is getting better, I believe social media plays big role these days. So since many students, including international students, are still taking classes online, and I thought social media is the fastest way to know information about SMC and like SMC events and schools and everything that school provides. So I hope to achieve that. I can become director of publicity to communicate with students and represent their voices. So I want to inform and promote schools, events, and information as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Denise.
Okay. Although the secretary is doing the agenda and minutes only, but my email will feel free for the student to email to contact me. They can tell me what the problem they face, and I will try to fix the problem with them. Maybe try to tell the AS government and let's get some idea how to help them. And then also, I want to firstly, freedom and an equal environment in our school. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Esmeralda?
What I would do is I would include all inclusivity within all our students because that's what a community is and that's what Santa Monica is here at Santa Monica. We need to create a more empowering community and I would advocate for all my students, including my Muslims, Latinos, for all cultures that aren't really shadowed at SMC and really aren't seen. And I would advocate for the cultures that are really shadowed here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Forrest, what do you hope to accomplish?
I want to listen to my fellow students if they have any concerns, make sure that they are being met. Also, try to create either new programs or either better ways for the as students to come together as a community as a whole.
All right, thank you. Kamiko. Kamiko?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, if elected to your position, what do you hope to accomplish?
If elected to my position, I hope to continue to make sure that students' voices are on the forefront of conversations, that they are in partnership with me. One of the things I've done as the current student director of advocacy is to ensure that not only do students' voice matter, that I make sure that I represent them accurately, and to also make sure to address students' basic needs, because what I've learned as the director of student advocacy is that students' basic needs are not being met. And if those are not being met, how can that affect their educational journey? So we need to make sure that they have all the resources that they need to be successful. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Olivia?
If elected, I will cut all ties to JP Morgan Chase. Chase literally takes the money that students pay to the student government and uses it to fund projects that pollute and destroy our environment. So I will make sure that we divest from them completely. I will also work to make sure that student books are for free. I don't feel that students should be paying for books, and they should be available on reserve for all of their classes and not just for some of them. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And next is Tabassum.
If I was elected, I would bring in new ideas in terms of promotion of events, along with other ideas that can help awareness and on certain issues and events that affect the campus, students, and the community. And I also want to empower the students to be the best students they can, so they can be heard. And I hope to achieve to make some changes for students who are in need, such as food, textbooks, supplies, and etc. I hope to make a difference in SMC and in the community.
All right, thank you. Veronica?
My goal is to implement environmental protection awareness among students and successfully reduce the carbon dioxide emission. Thank you.
You and Yannette.
So I already have a very strong ties and community. I've made friendships that will last a lifetime. Like I said, I'm political science and government, so I've taken all those classes, but I'm also in dance. I dance ballet and West African, and so there is a very strong community of students who actually, you know, attend school, because many don't because of the pandemic. So I plan to actually talk to people, because I'm a people person. I plan to talk to the students and see what are their needs and wants and go from there. I think if the people in government in our country, if they did such things, things would be better for all of us. So I plan to talk to them and see what they need and what they want so that they can thrive and be the best that they can be. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And the next question is, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2022-2023 school year? So let's start with Alyssa.
So I cannot stress the importance of communication enough. Especially with an SMC, we need to focus on adequately managing such a diverse environment, and that can only be done through effective communication. The Associated Students is amazing, but I feel as though we need to unite and determine an overall common goal that can inspire both student leaders and the student body for something to strive for. To accomplish all this, we need to leverage high impact leadership that are willing to admit when they are wrong and strive for not perfection, but strength, confidence, and inclusivity for the student body and amongst their board, ultimately focusing on the betterment of student welfare on all aspects. It is also crucial to focus on education and growth as we celebrate each other's differences as well as their successes. These aspects are truly within our grasp if we only take that first step. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Chloe?
Can you repeat one more time the question, please?
Yes, how do you think the associate students can improve for the 2022-2023 school year?
So most importantly, I think the student government should lead leadership and listen to students' voices and communicate with other students more, because the most important thing is to listen the student voices and communicate with them so we can make a better school. And since a lot of the students doing online classes, and we're doing hybrid, but like a lot of people is still in their countries doing online classes, such as me. I did online classes fully last year, and I just came to LA. But I mean, like in my country, I was not able to communicate with like student governments or know about the school better. So I think it's most important thing is we should make opportunity to communicate with students more.
All right, thank you. Denise?
Yes, I think the most important thing is AS do not have the direct communication with student. So I suggest to set up a channel or something like that to let the student contact the AS directly, tell the AS what problem they are facing, and what the thing they want the AS to do it for them. Yeah, that is the most important part for AS, because the purpose of AS is help the student to get more benefit. Thank you.
Thank you. Esmeralda?
Hi. So the purpose of AS is to advocate for all of us as students, but I feel like they don't really advocate or include any of us. Most of their events are listed on the website, and I had to personally have to find out about the associate student body on the website. Most of the events and workshops on the website, I had to sign up for Adelante in order to find out there are a lot of websites for me to receive emails. I feel like they lack on inclusivity when the whole reason of associate student body is for inclusivity and advocation for us, but they lack that. So I would really want improvement for that.
All right, thank you, Forrest.
Yes, one thing would be listen to the students and hear all their concerns, and then take it back to the board to try to come up with some ideas, and then on top of it, always keep all the students up to date by either social media or on campus as well, and just be more informed and kind of keep more of a communication so everybody knows what's going on.
All right, thank you, Kamiko.
When situations arise, I believe they need to be addressed swiftly. Comments were made that were untrue, and I would like to address them in regards to Chase and what Olivia Tahoe stated. She needs to fact check before spilling out false accusations. I was the board of director to call for an investigation and an expert in sustainable practices to review documentation Chase gave. I also called for a conversation with Chase to understand how and where AS students' money is funded, in which we were told are not invested in fossil fuels. I make sure to fact check and have all the information to make an informed decision in consultation with the student body. AS students and what I would do to improve AS is by listening to students, continue listening to students and taking actions that align with their voices. We need to take students' best interests in heart in all the matters and actions that we partake in. AS is established to serve the students. We are here to be in service to the students, not anyone's personal agenda. And I put the students before everything and all the actions that I do.
Kamiko, your time is up. Thank you. Next up is Olivia.
So I feel that the AS can improve by making student experiences more fun and accessible on campus, first and foremost. I feel that we have plenty of resources available to students, but we just have to spread awareness of this to make sure that students want to participate and enrich our community as a whole. Now, to address what my opponent was stating, completely false, because I have AS agenda minutes right here talking about how they are brainstorming with Chase, and Kamiko happens to be one of those directors that are re-engaging or engaging with Chase as a whole and collaborating with Chase. Anyone can just look it up on the agenda for the AS minutes. And all of that information is right there. So everything that she stated about me saying false accusations is completely false, in fact. And I would stress that you should go to the AS agenda minutes and look into how Kamiko is helping stay with Chase, who happens to be destructive to our planet.
Thank you, Olivia. Your time is up. Tabassum.
I personally think that AS is doing it's good. Their AS has improved, but I think that students' voices should be heard, and we should, and AS should be also what do you call it? I'm so sorry. They should also communicate like with each other. Like they should have a good communication. So and like trustworthiness. So we can figure out what's happening, what conflict are we happening, so we can work it out together. That's what I think AS needs to improve on.
All right, thank you. Veronica.
Two keys to make AS better and SMC better is to listen to students' voice and do what we promise.
All right, thank you. And Yanette?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes, of course. The question was, how do you feel the associate students can improve for the 2022-2023 school year?
I believe, like I said before, talking to the students, making sure that we are addressing their concerns, and also giving them the resources and the knowledge of how to go about like thriving as like an SMC student. I also believe that we are better together. So it is incredibly important to create events. We don't have to spend like a lot of money on them or anything like that, but just create gatherings so that they know that they're not alone, especially thanks to the pandemic, mental health has gone down the drain. So I definitely want a sense of community and to let the students know that their student body government is there for them. So yeah, just coming together, because I genuinely believe we are better together. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next question is, how would you make sure associate students is focused on equity for all students at SMC? Let's start with Alyssa.
So, as I previously mentioned, we need to focus on student welfare and active communication and hearing what the students wish for. I plan to uphold a socially conscious, diverse, and inclusive environment for students of all kinds. In all decisions, we must remain unbiased and listen to all who would like to speak on certain matters. Within the next school year, we need to establish an inclusive environment early on, an environment that will welcome students to reach out to their voices on the board with no fear or uncertainty. As we strive for equity at SMC, we must provide fair opportunities to all, no matter their background, their major, their race, and do so with a smile. To listen in itself is not to empower students, that's merely listening, but to provide positive action in response to their concerns and ensure that differences are celebrated. Now, that is to empower. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Next up is Chloe.
So I think the question was, how can we, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh, of course. The question was, how would you make sure associate students is focused on equity for all students at SMC?
I think we have to accommodate different backgrounds and our different learning, like we came all from different kind of backgrounds, so we have to know ourselves first and then reflect their own beliefs.
Oh, all right, thank you. Denise?
Hi. I think the the candidate they come from many countries, different rights, different culture, and different position. So AS is already diversity. So a group of the people they have different culture, different rights, and so they can care about all of the student, which whatever the international student or the local student, they also can care about it. So they care about them. So I don't think this will be a problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And next up is Esmeralda.
How associate students can focus on equity is by really being aware of what students are more concerned about. I know a lot of students are concerned about certain things and associate student body may or may not be aware. So really being more welcome to every student with open arms, because that's what an empowering community we should be, SMC. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up is Forrest.
Again, as said before, just listen to the people, understand their needs and their concerns, then advocate for them the best way that's possible and provide programs and activities for them so they can feel more included and feel in like a good semester during the term.
All right, thank you. Next is Kamiko.
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes, it is. The question is, how would you make sure associate students is focused on equity for all students at SMC?
So I would like to address the Chase issue again. I would employ everyone to look at the minutes and you will see what I stated is true in regards to Chase Matters. After finding out that AS funds were not invested in fossil fuels according to Chase executives, I posed a possible collaboration Chase so that we can be involved in the decision-making and hold them accountable and ensure that the funds that they are spending go to sustainable initiatives to preserve our environment, enhance ongoing sustainable practices. Reality is, I'm not here to take digs at other opponents. That is not what I'm here to do. I'm here for students, and what you say matters to me. I will implement what the students say they need. And if that is staying with Chase or leaving, that is not for me to decide. That is for the student body. My track record speaks for itself. When students came to me with concerns about resources and their basic needs, I created a virtual scavenger hunt in which 100 students were I advocated for 100 students to receive a $100 SMC Bookstore voucher for course materials. That is because I listen to the students, I problem solve, I identify the issues.
All right, thank you. Your time is up, Kamiko. Next up is Olivia.
I will approach my position with an equitable lens by including student voices in the decision of student government. I feel that that is lacking with the current government. As someone who has been part of multiple clubs on campus, including Muslim Student Association, I know what it is like for communities to experience discrimination and feel left out. This is why I helped to create the multi-faith prayer space on campus, and I will continue to advocate for more projects centered around inclusivity of marginalized communities. This semester, I'm working with the Adelante program towards bringing Indigenous land defenders from Latin America to speak to students about the realities of environmental racism across the world. I was the only one to vote to postpone collaborations with Chase until receiving input from the ICC or the student clubs. My opponent voted against that. These are all in the agenda in the AS minutes. I feel that we need to work together on keeping our planet alive, not be against one another, only further leading to destruction of our home, our planet. Our money in a Chase account is an investment in fossil fuels. Anyone with a bank account understands how it works. Banks make money off of your cash deposits. By working together with different groups of people, I know that a lot more can.
Thank you, Olivia. Your time is up. And then Veronica.
Consider everything beforehand, such as like nationality or culture, and make sure we can do our best to satisfy everyone's needs instead of wants.
All right, thank you. And Jeanette.
I genuinely believe that our diversity is our beauty and our strength. So when it comes to me and my friendships, I have a diverse group of friends and I am very open-minded and I like to listen to people who are different than me and who believe in different things. I have Jewish friends, I have Muslim friends, Christian, I have atheist friends, I have all kinds of friends. And I genuinely believe that everyone should have a seat at the table. And when I think about it, I see so many women here running for a position. And I am just so grateful because 100 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to go to college. The idea that I'm gonna be going to law school, that wouldn't have been a possibility for me. But today, we live in a better time where we can all contribute because ultimately the government is for the people, by the people, and we should all be included. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And then Our next question is, as we are moving back on ground, how will you ensure that students are made aware of the presence of associate students? And then we'll start with Alyssa.
So as we continue to move back on ground, I feel as though we really need to focus on our outreach, not only with reaching out to like student emails, but also being very active on, our Instagram and our different social media pages, because people are very, very active on social media. So I feel like that's super important. I also feel like we also need to advocate for more people seeing the Corsair, because I know when I first came here, I never knew about what that was. I never knew about becoming like a commissioner, because I am actually a commissioner for the current AS president, Josh. And I was able to get like a more of an insight, but it took a long time to even understand what I was doing or how to, figure that out. I really feel like the active communication, whether that's like on flyers or posters on the walls, on the buildings, announcements at school, like I said, sending it out to student emails. I feel like those all need to be focused on so that we can ensure that everyone is on the same page and is actually aware of what's going on at the school. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next is Chloe.
So since the classes began on ground, I think the most important thing is to make students know what's going on in school. So I think that's really important because that's social media is like a big page with big thing that students can know their information and know about the school. Since like for me, I did online class fully last semester, and the only way that I can know about the school and SMC, like what's going on in school and what events, what information they have, or like what opportunity they have in school, that was the most part was social media. So I think I should like promote the resources for students, even though they're doing class online. I mean in person. So we should I should communicate with students more actively so they can.
Thank you, Chloe. Your time is up. Next is Denise.
Yes, as the pandemic is continue for a long period, so I think the most important thing is the AS should help this to build up a good environment to let students to study and have their social activities. I mean, like the normal day, normal life, and then yeah, because they have studied online for a long time. Suddenly, you go back on ground. There's maybe an area of problem will appear. So AS should be fixed. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Esmeralda.
As we move to on campus, how we're gonna let students know about associate student is building a community within all the classes, letting the teachers know, so they post it in their canvas. I know that my professors are glad to put club announcements and anything related to associate students. They are more wanting students to succeed in their class, and I would want everyone to feel welcome by doing so.
All right, thank you. Next up is Forrest.
To just kind of like be not necessarily be focused too much on social media, but try to bring um add flyers and stuff to the campus to let people know what's going on and with the activities. Also try to get some of our clubs or whatever that have been online for X number of times and kind of also bring them back into the fold to ground, and that way help them promote their there are clubs and stuff on ground as well, to where everybody can be well informed and have more activities.
All right, thank you. Kamiko?
Social media and emails and posting flyers is great, but the best way to inform students is to get out there and talk to them. Word of mouth is key, and it assisted me in getting in one of the largest virtual events for associate students, which was the virtual scavenger hunt. I know how to get students engaged, and that is making them partners in what I'm doing, finding out what they want and need, and which I do now as the current as student director of advocacy, and if elected as AS president, is what I will continue to do, making sure students' wants and needs are addressed in any program, initiatives, and everything that I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Olivia?
I will work together with professors to spread awareness on events and resources, as well as asking professors for extra credit for students that do participate in AS events and activities, as I have done with AS events, such as our upcoming Earth Week and Sustainability Week. I was able to reach advocates all the way from Colombia that will come to speak on Wednesday, April 20th for Earth Week. I believe that reaching out to students and communities, whether they're far or near and are often left out, can spread awareness on AS matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Tabasa?
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. The question is, as we are moving back on ground, how will you ensure that students are made aware of the presence of associate students?
I would make sure that they have, we have any social events, activities, something related to campus like needs, such as like colleges, like reach out to colleges, like universities, like so they can apply for, you know, like college, like universities, and scholarships. And then also I just want to ensure like the best for the students. That's all.
All right, thank you. Veronica?
Through email or like social media platform or social events, to make sure that everyone get the information as much as they can. And I don't encourage like flyers or paperwork things. Is not environmental friendly.
All right, thank you. Yanette?
Well, like I said, I'm a people person. So talking to people, going up to them, saying, hi, good morning, how are you doing today? And also, we live in a time where we have social media and, you know, I have followers, and I definitely will be posting on social media to let them know through different methods like email, Instagram, TikTok, etc., about what's going on, and so that they can get involved in school and so that they can make their voice heard. I believe that's very important. So yeah, just reaching out, saying hi, good morning, how are you? That's what I believe in. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And the next question is, how would you describe your leadership style? So let's start with Alyssa.
So my leadership style is one that focuses on collaboration between every individual. I want everyone to be able to have the opportunity to speak on what they believe in and kind of put their ideas out there, and so that we can come to like a consensus together. I really do focus on wanting to inspire others, as well as just working as a team, because I feel like when we're united, we can get a lot more done, we can get a lot more accomplished, and we honestly feel better to be able to have that support with one another. So like I said, I am a team player and I am super collaborative, and yeah, I really strive to make sure everyone's voice is heard. Thank you guys.
All right, thank you. Next is Chloe.
So I think I interact with people and communicate with people and helping them, supporting them, rather than trying to teach them because I can hear other people's opinions and I can gather students' voices and I can suggest people if this opinion is how is it like that. So I think that's my leadership style.
Thank you. Denise?
My leadership will focus on listen to the advice of students and doing good agenda and minutes. And also during the board meeting, I will give my opinion after listening to students, what they want, they really want it, and I give my response or advice in the board meeting. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Esmeralda?
My leadership skills would be communicating with everyone because believe it or not, sometimes people don't understand that everyone has different opinions in their head. Sometimes people won't agree with you and sometimes people don't understand that. People aren't capable of understanding that we have different perspectives. I'm a group leader of a folklorico group and it's really hard trying to deal with so many personas at the same time. And that's why teamwork and communication is essential as a leader, trying to hear everyone and making their voices heard.
Thank you. Forrest?
I listen to what is being heard. I also will have ideas and listen to everyone's ideas and work closely to make sure that there will be a resolution or things getting accomplished so that things can be run smoothly. And yeah, that's it. I'm good.
All right, thank you. Next up is Kamiko.
So my leadership style is collaborative. The title I have as Student Director of Advocacy is shared with the entire student body. They're co-leaders in the decision-making that we partake in. I chose not to have any commissioners because I did not agree with the requirements in regards to GPA and unit requirements. That was a barrier to students. So I work in collaboration with the student body entirely. I cannot advocate by myself. I need the student body to help me advocate for them. And together, that's how we make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Olivia.
So my style of leading is actually getting things done and not just saying that I will get things done, being open and truthful to students because that is what is most important. I feel that as your president, if I'm unable to do something, I will communicate that to you all. And we should be open to dialogue and honesty and not try to cover things up. I speak truth to power and I will continue to do so.
Thank you. Tabasum?
My way of leadership is working towards people too, like talking with people. I tried my best to reach out as much as I can to be involved with all like the clubs, other people, other fellow students. But I also, but like I have a very hard time like providing what they need, you know. I'm a good listener and I'm also a good team player, so I will collaborate with other students, student bodies, and try to make a difference together.
All right, thank you. Veronica?
Through collaboration and making connections with others, I will also add some funny factors into meetings. And only when people enjoy the work will they generate good works and results. Thank you.
Thank you. And Yanette?
I would describe my leadership style first and foremost listener, because it is incredibly important to listen to the students at SMC and also everyone else that's also in AS. I genuinely believe in that because we need to collaborate and work together. And you know, that's the beauty of us, of our democracy, that there are different points of views and we all come together and figure out and compromise to see what is best for the students at SMC. Yeah, so I believe in democracy. I believe in all of us, and I believe in the children. And I would say my leadership style is listening and also inclusivity. I want to include everyone to the table. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. And the next question is, if you are elected to your position, what will be your first action? Let's go with Alyssa.
So if I was elected to this position, my first action would most likely be to support the Period Club in their advocacy for the implementation of gender neutral bathrooms. As I have a lot of friends who, you know, are part of like the LGBTQ community, for example, and I want them to be able to feel safe and comfortable in just using the restroom, because that is a basic human need and function that everyone deserves to have an opportunity to, you know, go do. And I don't want them to feel like euphoric or dysphoric or anything like that, because they deserve to feel comfortable in their own skin and actually feel accommodated to. And that's what being the AS Director of Equity and Diversity would do, because you want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and safe at the school that they attend. So that's what I would do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Chloe?
The first action I would do is that not only through social media, I want to communicate with email, since everyone have emails. Like, I mean, everyone have social media, but if they don't follow, then they cannot know the information. So I will communicate with professors to gather students' emails, so professors or I can send out the lot of information to students to get to know the information, what's going on in school, and if the school events happen, then everyone get to know. So I'll make that happen.
Thank you. Denise?
Yeah, if I was selected, I would like to be friend with this student, SMC student first. I don't want like I join the AS and then I become the person who are hard to reach. I would like in my Instagram, I will I will post a story and I give a question. I mean, like, what do you want AS to do? Yeah, I will use my personal social media to ask them and then respond to the AS, and then we can discuss some problem they may face, or yeah, in the board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Forrest.
My first thing that I would do is try to hold like a meeting for students to help them advocate some of the things that they need. Also, any clubs and stuff that might need some assistance. Also, try to have meetings and stuff with them, and definitely try to see if they need anything that needs to be advocated for themselves.
All right, thank you. Next is Kamiko.
So the first action is not up to me to decide. It's up to the entire student body to let me know what is pertinent in their eyes. Is it more all-gender bathrooms? Is it 24/7 tutoring? Is it more funds to meal project program for every table and bento? What students decide, I will take action upon. I treasure your voice, and the student voice always comes first. I would love to be AS president and continue to assist student success, but if I'm not elected, I just ask that the candidate put students first, because at the end of the day, I believe students should be represented and their voices heard in our actions.
All right, thank you. Next up is Olivia.
So the first thing that I would do is push the conversation to incorporate free books for students among the student government, because many of our students cannot afford the required materials for class. We have over 11,000 students without homes, and we need to include them in our decisions, which also, I believe, this will also include advocating against access codes that forces students to purchase their learning materials. And so that would be the first thing that I talk about.
You, Kabasam.
If I were elected, the first thing that I would do is work with like the student body on what they wanted to do, what issues and to resolve, like certain issues to resolve, so we can get started on that.
All right, thank you. Veronica.
Know what students care about the most and do what they want. For example, they will never see like the rubbish on the ground, even the restroom.
All right, thank you. Jeanette.
The first thing I'm going to do is make either in person or on Zoom an event so that we can talk to students about mental health. There's a lot of shame behind that. And the fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter what your religion is, what your skin color is, how tall are you, how fat are you, how skinny are you. Mental health hits everyone equally. So I definitely want to first and foremost tackle that and make sure to let people know, the students know, that are struggling with mental health, that they are not alone, and that it feels shameful, but it is not. And so I definitely want to talk about that first and foremost. I am very passionate about that. I want all of them to know that they are not alone, and I want to build a stronger community within SMC. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to all of the candidates that were able to join us today. That marks the end of our questions and therefore the end of this forum. The election will be held through Corsair Connect from Monday, April 4th, so today, to Thursday, April 7th at 11:59 p.m. The results will be announced on April 8th at 9 a.m. And to watch this recording, you could go ahead and check out the Corsair's YouTube channel. But again, thank you so much for everyone who was able to make it and everyone who's watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone,
Thank
and good luck to
you.
everyone. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
for having
much.
me.
Good luck. Thank you.